One. Well, welcome back, everybody, to Relentless Talk Radio. This is episode 57. This is segment number 3. It's the art and fashion segment. I'm super excited because I get to talk to Carol Mickey from Milos Designs today. But before we get started, I just want to mention our sponsors. So I've just started to do sponsorship here on Relentless Talk Radio. If you're interested in sponsoring an episode, you can reach out to me at Michelle@MicalizziEnterprises.com because Relentless Talk Radio is a Micalizzi enterprise. And our sponsors today are MuscularMovingMen.com. They moved me from Cave Creek to Central Phoenix, did an amazing job. Can't say enough good stuff about them. And then Photos by Elena and Jim. If you're looking for awesome photography, especially if you have an event coming up, please reach out to Elena and Jim at PhotosByElenaandJim.com. Thanks, guys, for letting me get that little piece out of the way. So here's Carol. I'm super excited about bringing her on screen. There she is. And so let me get my background situated here. So, Carol, tell everybody who you are and what it is that you do.
Okay. I own Milos Designs. It's Croatian. You just put an H on the end to help pronounce it. And I create stylish clothing for mature women.
So the first thing I'm going to say is move the camera a little bit so we can see more of your beautiful face.
Oh,
yeah. There you are. A little bit more.
I'm sorry.
A little bit more.
A little bit more.
Cool. Awesome.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So I love that you're designing stuff for mature women. I think it's super important. We're not all the same shape and size. Not all of us have the same BMI, and you really don't want to walk out of the house in sweats and t-shirts every second.
Right.
We do have work to go to and events to go to. And I love that you're choosing to focus on a brand that is keeping those folks in mind. So thank you for doing that.
Well, thank you. It makes me feel really good when I create a design, whether it be custom or out of my collection for a woman, and it makes them feel so good and they're so happy. And that just makes my day. I did a custom outfit for a woman from Nowbo, and she said to me, Carol, you have no idea how much frustration you have eliminated from my life, because I hate going shopping. Nothing fits, nothing looks right. There's a huge gap of attractive, flattering clothing for women who are 40 and older. Yeah, I mean, we should not be wearing what the 20 and 30-year-olds are wearing, but that's all that's out there.
Well, especially if you're a little rounder.
Mm-hmm.
You look kind of ridiculous, you know what I mean? And I don't mean that to be negative. It's just that I know I'm always in check for myself. If my fitness level is not where it needs to be, I've got no business being in like some things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, some women don't have that filter.
Yeah. And maybe you're in between being from, this is also a piece of things. Your clothing is very in-betweenable.
Yeah.
So if someone is trying to drop some weight and they're in between sizes, I always tell people get some in-between clothing, and you're a great in-between option that can be used moving forward when you actually do lose weight, because your clothing is not just about being heavy.
Mm-mm.
It's about being stylish no matter what size you are.
Yes.
I love that about what it translates to both types of body. So if you're going from 100 pounds, like my friend Trisha Wilkins lost 100 pounds.
Wow. Oh, wow.
That's several sizes. And she found some things that were in between stuff. And so Stephanie Blackbird is just saying that in between sounds great.
Yes.
She's an informational coach, and she helps people to get to the weight they feel comfortable at. And I'm sure she'll be sending some people your way, because it's really a huge thing. So why do you do what you do? It's very practical, right?
It is. I've been creative my whole life. I began in high school, and I used to have a notepad next to, on the nightstand, and I used to design clothing half in my sleep. So I love being creative. I've designed a lot of wardrobes for women and made them, of course. Taught myself how to sew way back when. And it just fills that creative need in me. I enjoy it, and I enjoy giving back to mature women. I really do. I think that's so important. When I've been in a number of fashion shows, a lot of my designs in the last quarter of last year, and I've spoken at each one. And as I talk to the group, and I say, we all want to look good and feel good about ourselves, no matter what age we are. And
100%.
I see women's, heads nodding like she's so right. And I've
Yeah.
had women come up to me afterwards and say, I so appreciate what you're doing. And so I think it's important, we get older and the sand shifts, and what do you do about it? Yeah, you can exercise, but I'm allergic to that. Okay. I'm not, I'm not one to do that. But, everything changes.
Yeah, it sure
For
does. It sure does for some folks, for
it,
absolutely sure.
it does.
So, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned, do you think, about growing a business as you've developed your brand? Because you're a fashion designer and you are in business. And this is like, I'm really on a mission. I've been on a mission for a while to say that, art is business and business is art. And so
Yes.
I include fashion and art together.
Yes.
And I think that sometimes folks in creative industries, I'm a painter, my work is behind me, have a hard time to kind of admitting the business part of it. But you're in business.
Hmm.
You got to sell stuff.
It's a challenge. I think the hardest thing I've learned is never give up, and don't doubt yourself. Just keep going, because you get what you give, and I've met some incredible people in the last year and a half since I decided to focus in on my clothing design. I mean, really focus in on it. I owned my own interior design business for 24 years, and I decided to put that on the shelf, um, so I could start something new at age 67. So am I crazy or what? I
Well,
don't know.
it's really amazing. I was just talking to Stephanie, and by the way, Stephanie is saying that she's probably going to send herself over to you.
Okay.
So you got yourself. There's your first client from Relentless
Thank
Talk
you.
Radio. Report back, right?
Okay.
So when I was looking at both you and Stephanie, I thought, what's a topic? I never choose a topic until I have the two people in the gate. And it's never too late to try something new.
That's right.
Stephanie didn't start her transformational coaching business until she was in her late 40s.
Mm.
And she left film and television
Oh,
to
wow.
start a new business. And, now she's in her 60s, right? And what's really funny? Nancy Robitelli, who's a friend of mine from high school, she's actually a fashion designer that works with a brand out of Canada. And
No.
she's going to be coming on in the next couple of weeks. And she's saying it's so cool that she got her first degree is interior design as well.
Oh, wow.
And do you think that interior design is kind of like, I don't know, fashion is like exterior design for bodies, I think. You know what I mean? There's some similarities in it. But what do you think that the biggest lesson has been for you about trying something new?
I've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed every day since I decided, to finally focus in on this. I feel like everything I've done in my life in corporate America, as well as, interior design and clothing design, has brought me to where I'm at today. So, it's one thing to have that creativity, which is a gift. I feel like that.
Sure.
It's another thing. How do you develop a business and make money um, with it? I did that with my interior design business for many, many years, and so this is different. Um, but I'm enjoying it. I really am.
I think that as you're talking, I'm thinking about being when I was in grad school.
Mm.
When I moved back to Vermont, I had a marketing company. My first two degrees were in art, in painting, and then with a concentration in photography, actually, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
I decided not to become a fashion photographer because I didn't want to take pictures of emaciated young girls that were killing themselves. I mean, my values of health and fitness were so embedded in me that when I went to New York and I got into the industry, I was like, whoa, right?
Yes.
So I found a way to it's one of the reasons why I include art and fashion in what I'm doing now, because I still feel very compelled to say there's a different, you don't have to be walking around a size 2 every second, you know?
No.
And I'm not taking anything away from the girls that are thin either, because I think that there's nothing wrong with being thin as long as you're doing it in a healthy way, right?
Oh, yes.
But when I went to graduate school, I went to graduate school when I was in my late 30s, early 40s, and I found that I got so much more out of grad school. I think for 2 reasons. One, I was paying for all of it. My dad helped me with my undergraduate, and I went to a school that wasn't so expensive. I went to SUNY Albany, so that was, I did my part by going to a school that was affordable and taking care of my part of it. But with grad school, it was 100% my deal, right? So I just think that you, as an adult, when you're building a business, you're able to look at the business through adult eyes, as opposed to when you're in your 20s, where you haven't, quite frankly, you haven't screwed up a lot yet. You haven't made mistakes and fallen down. You have to, when you're older, you've got like the beauty of mistakes are you've got the lessons learned from them, right?
Yes, I think one thing, a word of advice is, don't let people take advantage of you. I have my designs in 5 different boutiques, and to make a long story short, how do I say it? I don't deal with people who I don't feel are being honest with me, and
100%.
who I feel are honest people, and
Yeah.
so I find different resources then to
Yeah.
sell my designs. You know, of course they're online, but I think boutiques are the place for my designs to be in, because women like to touch and feel and try on.
Right.
Of course, as we get older, we definitely want to try things on, because things don't look like they used to.
Right.
Um, so I just think that, don't let people take advantage of you, no matter how nice you are.
So that's interesting too, because as we talk about, it's never too late to try something new. You're still going to learn new lessons, and
Yeah.
that's a lesson that maybe you might have learned in a different way when you were younger. But when you try something new, you still get to, sometimes you get to relearn lessons.
Yes.
I love those. I love learning like, I
Every
already
day.
learned that one. Now I get to apply it in a different way. Like, I already know what it's like to work with assholes. Shoot, I
Yeah.
got to learn it again as a grown up with a new thing. That's awesome.
Yep.
So I think that that learning new things and trying new businesses keeps you excited. I heard you say earlier that you've enjoyed every bit of it, which I think is the blessing of being older, is that you realize that I better start to enjoy my life, because I'm on this side of the middle age, and there's really a time limit on this thing. So if I'm not enjoying something, I'm not doing it anymore.
That's exactly right. With my interior design, I mean, I worked on thousands of homes, and I could do it in my sleep. It was, and it wasn't a challenge anymore, and it didn't really fulfill me.
You were on autopilot.
Yes, and that's not right. And to be somebody creative yourself as a painter, you can't do that. It's just not right. So I'm glad that I made the shift.
Yep.
And I think this year is going to be last year was incredible for me, and this year, who knows? I don't know.
I went to shoot the NABO fashion show that was just in December, I believe.
Yes.
So NABO is the National Association of Women Business Owners. I've been a member in the past. I'll probably rejoin again this year. Awesome organization. And both you and Jenny Walter were in that show.
Yes, we were.
And
Yes.
I thought it was really interesting, because Jenny Walter, who has Serving Glamour,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
her brand, and she just won the
fabric.
the fabric apprenticeship award. Is that what it is?
Yes. Yes.
And I'm so thrilled for her. But the two of you are very different designers, in the sense that she works with transgendered male, giving them something that is going to make them feel beautiful, and you're working with 40 plus women. But in a way, there's a similarity between what you do.
Yes, yes, there really is. And Jenny and I are part of a group of clothing designers. We meet like once a month to just support each other. The other group is Active Intimates.
Yes,
And Lori.
we've been on too. Lori McCready was on. Is it McCready? Am I saying it right?
Yes. McCready. Yes.
I just butchered poor Stephanie's name and called her Black Man instead of Black Bird.
Okay.
Menopause, I swear to God, is terrible. So Lori McCready was on, and her sister's name is CJ. I always forget
Yes.
CJ's name, but I didn't meet her.
They're wonderful. They are
Yeah.
just,
So,
they're wonderful. And all of us are putting together, we've been working on this for months, an event on February 1st,
yes.
the Love
Oh,
2020. Yes. It's, we're real excited about it. It's an evening for couples to kind of enjoy Valentine's Day. We have an MC, we have a wonderful singer, we'll have a fashion show, we'll have cocktails and hors d'oeuvres and a boutique, just a lot of things. And we're hoping next year it'll be bigger and better.
And I think, is it February 8th or 1st?
It's first. It's the first. It's this Saturday.
Yeah. So it's this Saturday. And where is it located?
It's called at the Hera Hub,
Yeah.
HERAHUB, and you can go onto Eventbrite to purchase tickets. They're $35 each. So
Cool.
we wanted to keep it very fair, and we have wonderful raffle items. I mean, some incredible things. So we're real excited about it, and it's been really fun. Um, we've been working with Candace Carter of Candace Carter Productions. She has really produced this for us, and she is amazing. She's just done a great job, and we've just all worked together as a team, and think it's just going to be so much fun.
Oh, I'm super excited about that for this 3 year. I have something happening on February 1st, so I can't be there. I was like,
Darn it.
but I really, it's interesting to me because you're part of Fashion Fourth with Fabric on the fourth Tuesdays of the month, and I meant to put that. I'm going to put that up on the screen too, so people can know that every fourth Tuesday I'm interviewing I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. So it's Fashion Fourth, and that's the hashtag for this show. With Fabric. So Fabric is an acronym for the organization where you manufacture your clothing.
Yes.
So Angela Johnson, I said, I have this crazy idea because I really believe in what Fabric is doing. It's super important. I have a family history of fashion. My grandfather was a fashion designer. He had a dress factory in Brooklyn on Central Avenue in Brooklyn. My dad and everyone on my family on the Italian side are all either tailors or pressers or seamstress or something. And my godfather was the largest employer in my hometown of Rutland, Vermont for many years. He employed 250 people.
Wow.
And what happened for my godfather, my uncle, my father's, they're like Italian twins, 9 months apart, right? 85 and 86 right now, 86 and 87 this year. God bless them. They're hanging in there.
Wow.
They're tough, right? But my uncle had to close down Linda Lee Fashions in Rutland because as he was trying to replace those workers, they were aging out because they were done, right? And those workers weren't replaced because people were getting out of the industry. And I love what Fabric is doing around trying to raise enough money to build an artificial intelligence factory here in Arizona. So that we're no longer forced to send our clothing to China to be made. And so I love that part about it, but I also love the sustainability about what Fabric does.
Yes.
Because the clothing industry is the number one polluter of our planet, which is really amazing because people would think it was oil and gas and that kind of stuff, but it's actually clothing. So it's a huge polluter of our planet. So what's the sustainability part of what you do?
Well, I have really promised myself that all of the fabrics that I order will be manufactured in the United States. Okay. I will not go to other countries for trims, for anything. And I want to give back to my community. One of my goals is to hire an assistant to help me to manage the boutiques and the inventory, and then I can design more and keep them updated. And I would like to hire someone from Fabric.
Oh, awesome.
I think the world of what Sherry and Angela have done. I met Angela, in August of 2018. And she's the one who really triggered me to make all these changes.
She's really a dynamic person, and Sherry's going to be coming on later in the year. So, FYI, tell your designers that many of them I've invited, but the three of the first folks that Angela mentioned were you, Jenny, and the active intimate.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So that you were top of mind for her. Just wanted you to know.
How nice. That's I think the world of both of Sherry and Angela, and all that they do for us. It's incredible.
What's amazing is it's come out of their pocket.
Yes.
They bootstrapped fabric, and it's another reason why I'm shouting them out is they really need people to step up and start, opening up their checkbooks and pulling out their credit cards and adding to this cause, because it's very important. It's very important for Arizona. It's very important for our country. It's very important for our planet.
Yes.
It's very important that we have to get a hold on this. So how do people find you? Where do they find your designs?
Okay, well, my website is Milos Designs, MILOS designs.net. My email is carolmickey@cox.net, and my cell is 602-576-3421. I'm on the directory of fabric. I'm pretty much everywhere.
Ultimately reachable. So I just put your website up on the screen, Milos Design with an S, .net. Okay.
Yes.
And there'll be a link, a hot link in this broadcast. Can you do me a favor? Can you put the Love 2020 a link to the event that's on Facebook in the comments to this post, so that people can find it?
So do I do that after we're done?
You can do it after we're done. Like, when we're off, you just go to Relentless Talk Radio and pop it in the comments so people can see it there. Or you can just go ahead and search Love 2020 on Facebook. There is an event, and inside that event, there is a link to Eventbrite. Of course, you can go to Eventbrite and search for Love 2020.
Right.
So there's multiple ways you can get there and support on this Saturday over at Hair Hub. Hair Hub, also a great organization. I really admire what they're doing. So I want to get down there. I wish I could make it.
It's wonderful. I wish you could too.
Let me know sooner next time. I'll shout you out louder.
Okay. That's awesome.
Carol, I'm really impressed with you, and I'm really proud of you. And if you need a model for any of your shows, I'll show up for free, shout you out, and let people know what's going on. Let me know if you need any help with that. And
that's wonderful.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time out. The most important thing someone can give you is their time, because you can make more money, but you can't make more time, right?
Yes, that's right.
So thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you do too. I think it's great.
Awesome.
Yes.
Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, that's it. Exit. Episode 57 is a wrap. So I'm going to mention, we're a little over time, but I'm going to mention our sponsors again, muscularmovingmen.com. They've moved me from Cave Creek to Central Phoenix. An amazing job. Can't say enough positive about them. Go to muscularmovingmen.com and tell them that Relentless Talk Radio and Michelle sent you. And then photos by Elena and Jim. If you're looking for a really amazing photographer, especially if you have an event going on, because they really excel in that area. They do all kinds of work, but definitely event photography is their forte. If you're interested in sponsoring Relentless Talk Radio, you can email me at Michelle with 2 L's at MicalizziEnterprises.com, because Relentless Talk Radio is a Micalizzi enterprise. So Micalizzi Enterprise, that's it. All right, guys, I hope you have a really great rest of your day. And again, every Tuesday from 2:30 to 3:30-ish, I'm here on Relentless Talk Radio. Definitely tune back in. And do me a favor, if you do go over to YouTube at youtube.relentlesstalkradio.com, please subscribe, because all the videos from here do go over to YouTube. I'm a little behind from the holidays, but definitely if you want to check out the videos on YouTube, you can share them that way too. All right, guys, have a good rest of your day. And that's it. Episode 57 is a wrap.